Your boy Mitch TV coming to you straight out the hip. Car Chronicles. Another episode. Just want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel. I have 1,700 subscribers. I need 300 more to get that 2,000 mark. I'm still on the grind trying to get it out the mud. I just want to know, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. All right, we're going to talk about some NBA today. LeBron James is aging like wine. I'm just gonna say this: for the last couple games, LeBron is slowly going back to himself. I think the last few games he's been averaging 25 a game. Even overall, his point average right now is at 21. He went from averaging 17 to 21 points a game that quick. So he's starting to play like his old self again. LeBron's aging like fine wine, and even though he literally has 2 years left in his playing experience, and I keep saying this, LeBron is not going to retire this year, and he's not going to retire. And I'm just going to talk about LeBron and give him his flowers. Even though LeBron is not quote unquote the ultimate GOAT, Michael Jordan is, but I will never but I always say this: LeBron is a top three GOAT. I never have one GOAT. I have three, and I always say my three GOATs are Mike one, Kobe two, LeBron three. Those are my three GOATs, and and LeBron is one of my GOATs. And I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna give Bron his flowers. He's aging like fine wine, and I'm gonna say this: when LeBron retires from the game of basketball, the whole ecosystem of LeBron is going to fall apart on the media side, because now you're not going to have a villain anymore, because for years LeBron was hated by a lot of people, and he has taken so much scrutiny, and when LeBron retires, I'm just going to be real, a lot of people in the media, it's going to lose a lot of ratings and a lot of viewership in their podcasts, TV shows, and all of that. It's going to be like the Jordan effect. When Jordan retired from basketball in 1998, the NBA ratings went down by 40%. And remember, and then the NBA was trying to find the next Michael Jordan. And they was trying. And then but on a even though the ratings went down, another generation of players rised up between 1998 and 2008. We had a whole generation of players that rise up: Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, Michael Redd. Uh, you had Manu Ginobili. You had a young LeBron, a young Carmelo Anthony, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. You had Jerry Stackhouse. You had Rasheed Wallace, Vince Carter. Can I keep going? You had Chris Webber, Peja Stojakovic, Hedo Turkoglu, Dwight Howard. These are these are the players that were the face of the NBA between 1998 and 2008, post Jordan retirement, and even when Jordan came back in 2001. Oh yeah, and Tracy McGrady. I forgot about Tracy McGrady. Even when Jordan came back in 2001, he realized these are the people he raised. These are Jordan's offsprings. All those players I named, they're like kind of like Michael Jordan's offsprings. Shout out to the people that's commenting. What's up, Stacy? So, Michael Jordan, that's why he's go. But I'm gonna get back to LeBron. LeBron, when he retired, the media is gonna take a big hit. the economic system, the whole economy of the media is going to crash. I guarantee you this: the day LeBron retires and walks away, the media market is going to crash. Ratings are going to drop at least by 50% because there's no more villains in the game. In every sport, there's a villain. It's just right now in the NBA, there's no villain. Even though some people might say, well, Draymond's the villain. Draymond is more of a good guy than villain. It's just Draymond's not the villain that come and take your heart away by scoring 30. No. LeBron is the what for years he been ostracized and criticized as a villain. So even though in a lot of other people he's the good people, he's like the good guy. So NBA is gonna be trash with LeBron leaving because we're not gonna have that guy that's gonna put ass in the seats. So it's gonna be crazy. And then I'm giving my flowers to LeBron. LeBron, he like I said, he's my top 3 GOAT. I will always say LeBron's the top 3 GOAT. He's like I said, Jordan 1, Kobe 2, Bron 3. And and in some people's eyes, I understand if you say Bron number 1, Jordan 2, Kobe 3. Or Bron 1, Kobe 2, Jordan 3. I understand that. But I always say Bron is one of my GOATs. So yeah, it's kind of crazy how the whole economy of LeBron James is going to crash when he leaves the game. Because I'm going to be serious. Look, because when LeBron retired, the Lakers going to be trash. They're going to be a first-round exit team. The NBA countdown shows are going to be boring. ESPN First Take is going to be boring. Gil's Arena, that show going to be boring because Skip Bayless ain't going to have nothing to talk about. He won't be able to talk about basketball that much. He's going to be more tuned with this sucky ass Dallas Cowboys. So it is what it is. You'll see the effects that happen because, like I said, when Jordan retired in '98, the ratings in the NBA went down by 40%. And when Jordan came back to the league, the ratings shot up 120%. Because Jordan brought the excitement back into the NBA. But at the same time, Jordan coming back to the league as a Washington Wizard was, to me, it was a sweat equity deal he was supposed to have. You know what? I'm gonna give you some little information on why Jordan went to the Wizards and why he didn't stay with the Bulls after 1998. And I know everybody said, well, if you watch The Last Dance, he left because of Phil left. No, that's one of the reasons. But also, Jordan wanted to come back and play for the Bulls. So, and here's one thing. The reason why Jordan left and went to the Wizards because he had a handshake deal to get a percentage of the Wizards, and then the owner that was owning the Washington Wizards at that time I forgot his name, but he died right after Jordan left. He told Jordan pretty much, if you can put a roster together and get us to the playoffs and get ratings, I'll sell you a percentage of the team. Jordan made bad draft picks, bad roster moves and decisions, and he realized the only way he could get the team to the playoffs is insert himself into the team, which that didn't work out now. And here's the reason why Jordan could have went back to Chicago. I have a couple people that told me this that are from Chicago. A friend of mine, I ain't gonna say his name. He know people, older guy in his 50s, 60s. He been in the Chicago scene forever. Told me this. Mike asked the owners to get a piece of ownership of the rosters. Mike have offered the same deal to um, to the Bulls ownership that he'll come back if he get a piece of the ownership. He'll play for the piece of the ownership. Rebuild the team, do all of that. Mike wanted to work in the front office and do that for Chicago, but the front office told Mike no. They didn't want Mike to have no type of power. That's why Mike's relationship with the Bulls front office is sour to this day. But his non-assists don't mean nothing. They really don't. So, also, let me see. Yeah. So if Trae Young go to the Wizards, it's going to be the same situation. But if Trae Young, if he go to another team that's a contender, and I don't think no team is going to trade for Trae Young because he doesn't play defense. But and I know some people told me, "Oh, watch out for the Lakers." Look, I'm gonna be real. Whoever think Austin Reeves for Trae Young straight up, don't do. That's a dumb trade. And here's the thing: I know some people tell me on social media I'll be hating on Austin Reeves. Look, Austin Reeves is not that cold. He's not that cold. He's all right. He's decent, but he's not that cold. Austin Reeves is Manu Ginobili. He's a 6-man playing as a starter. I said this before. If Austin Reeves play for a contender, he will be a 6-man with the Manu Ginobili role. Coming off the bench, averaging 20. That will be Austin Reeves' role. Austin Reeves as a starter is not on a mid-tier team, bottom feeder team, that's not winning. Because let's just be real. Let's say if Austin Reeves played for the Knicks, he'll be a 6-man coming off the bench. If Austin Reeves played for if Austin Reeves played for the OKC Thunder, he will be a 6-man. If Austin Reeves played for the Spurs, he'll be a 6-man. If Austin Reeves played for if he played for the Bucks, he'll be a starter because the Bucks is horrible. If Austin Reeves played for the Wizards, he'll be a starter. If Austin Reeves played for Charlotte, he'll be a starter. If Austin Reeves played for a team like the Cavs, he will be a 6-man. If Austin Reeves played for the Celtics right now, he will be a 6-man. Look how many teams I pointed out that Austin Reeves will be a 6-man easily. These are winning teams. And look how many teams I pointed out that Austin Reeves could be a starter. Like if Austin Reeves played for Brooklyn Nets, of course he'll be a starter. If Austin Reeves played for Minnesota, he'll be a 6-man. If Austin Reeves damn sure played for Sacramento, he'll be a starter. But like I said, Austin Reeves is decent. He's not cold. He's not that, oh my God. Like Manu Ginobili was cold. Manu Ginobili was cold. Manu Ginobili changed the game because the Euro step. Remember, Manu was the first person to do that Euro step in the NBA, because years before Manu came into the league, the Euro step was considered a travel violation in the NBA because Dominique Wilkins did it. I remember Dominique Wilkins. This happened in the 90s. Dominique Wilkins left the NBA, played overseas for a couple of years, and he came back to the NBA. And then Dominique Wilkins tried to do the Euro step, and they called a travel on him. And then for years, the NBA banned the Euro step, the Euro step move. Manu Ginobili came in the NBA and calling it because of the fact the NBA was open into bringing the European style basketball into the league. Because if the NBA was quote unquote stuck in their American ways, the Euro step would be still banned. But since the NBA was more open into European style basketball, they they let the Euro step become a legal move. Manu Ginobili is the pioneer of that Euro step move. And then after Manu Ginobili doing it, then you start seeing people like James Harden doing it. James Harden is maybe the second person that mastered the Euro step besides Manu. So, but like I said, uh, that's who Austin Reeves could be. He could be Manu Ginobili. Like, and then Austin Reeves, I don't know why I'm going on Austin Reeves rant. I'm not trying to crash out, but Austin Reeves, when he hit free agency, only the losing teams with salary cap is gonna go out there. Because Austin Reeves think that he's gonna sign that $200 million deal with the Lakers. He's not worth $200 million. If I was a GM, I would present Austin Reeves a 3-year, $60 million deal. That's it. He'd be worth that much. And then Austin Reeves, look, he's gonna, and I think the Lakers, they might get desperate and sign him. But if Rob Pelinka sit back and think with a logical brain, I think Rob Pelinka could pull off a steal by trading, do a sign and trade, you know, with Austin Reeves. You sign Austin Reeves and you trade him to a team that's willing enough to give up draft picks. Because if I am Pelinka, I will ask for draft picks and maybe a rotation player. Because I'm just going to be real, the Lakers is not going to get a starter for Austin Reeves. They're not going to get a starter because a lot of teams hate the Lakers. If Austin Reeves get traded, I think the Lakers, the realization is for Austin Reeves, the Lakers could get a draft pick and a rotational piece. And I remember somebody pointed out on YouTube this morning that about Trevor Lane from Lakers Nation, which he's a dumbass. Let me talk about Trevor Lane. Trevor Lane, oh my God, his takes on basketball is horrible, horrible. Trevor Lane is so stupid. This motherfucker said years ago. He said THT plays like James Harden, and I done fell out my seat. Like what? And he said THT. When he said that, I was like, yeah, Trevor Lane don't have no type of basketball IQ. Now when it comes to like some insider information, I watch him on that. But Trevor Lane is, oh my God, his basketball takes trash, so trash, so trash. Like his comparison to play when oh my God, and he be loving Austin Reeves. He be, man, it's trash. But I got to talk about that, man. Yeah, but like I said, the Lakers got to do something. They got to do something. And also with Trae Young, I hope people in the Laker Nation don't think that y'all gonna trade Austin Reeves for Trae Young straight up because it's trash. That's gonna be a trash trade. And then the Hawks are not stupid enough to give up Austin Reeves. To get Austin Reeves for Trae, no, I wouldn't do that trade at all. But if I'm gonna trade Austin Reeves, I'm gonna trade him to a team that's gonna give me draft picks and a rotational player. I will ask for a 3-and-D player. It's crazy how some people say, "Oh, Austin Reeves for Herb Jones." That's not gonna work. Austin Reeves for Giannis. That's that Trevor Lane bullshit. Talking about Austin Reeves for Giannis. I'm gonna be real. Austin Reeves has he has trade value to teams who are desperate. But let's just be real. Let's say Only way I could see the Lakers winning a trade if a team is trying to trade a star player for Austin Reeves because they don't want to pay the max contract. Where let's just say Austin Reeves, let's just say the Lakers signed Austin Reeves to a 4-year, $100 million deal, and then the Lakers got extra money left over. And let's just say a player becomes available and asks the Lakers, "Hey, we'll give you we'll take Austin Reeves if you get we'll give you our player because we don't want to pay him the max when we know you'll pay the max." I think that might be the only way the Lakers can luck up on the trade. Let's be real. Nico Harris lucked up on Luka because Dallas was not going to pay the $350 million contract. People forget that. That's the reason why Dallas traded Luka. Nico Harrison did not want to pay Luka $350 million. And now, and then in these NBA contracts, in some of the contract languages in the NBA, if you get traded, it changes your contract value. So if Luka was still with the Mavericks, he'll get $350 million. But now, since he got traded to the Lakers, he could get up to $250. $100 million difference. So that might be the only way the Lakers can luck up on another star by trading Austin Reeves. If a team say, "Oh, we don't want to pay this player $350 million," well, let's get Austin Reeves. He can save us money on the back end. That's it. But but I don't think Austin Reeves have value like that. But, yeah. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. This show